Well, hello, my lords and ladies, and welcome to another episode of Warhammer, the Helsmiths that we're painting right now. The second musician in there. So we are painting that. First off, I want to say thank you all my YouTube members. You guys are absolutely amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for what you do. You guys will get early access to this on Sunday night. This will be the Monday video, but you will get early access to the Wednesday video and the Friday video on Sunday. So, yeah, you guys. This one's pretty simple. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward. But without further ado, let's go. Alright, first off, all you gotta do is build your miniature, and then I did a zenithal highlight, a spray of black, and then white from above, even though predominantly this is white. I'm going with more of an orcish look on this guy. The skin color is kind of weird, but yeah, we're going to start with the Plaguebearer Flesh on the face and a little bit on the arms. For the robe, we are going to be doing some Gore-Grunta Fur mixed 50-50 with some Lamia medium on this. So, you know, make sure it's 50-50 mix. You don't want to overpower it onto that robe. It is very, very strong straight out of the pot, so make sure you mix it up. For the little piece around the neck, we're going to be using some skeleton Horde. And as you can probably already see, I had some focusing issues on this one, and we're painting with some Cygor Brown 50-50 mix around the belt, the hands, and we're doing some around the sword as well. I had to think about it for a second, so go ahead and knock those pieces out real quick. Alright, for the top part of the gong and our sword, blade, the hilt, and the guard, we're going to be doing all in Leadbelcher. For the front of our little musician here, we're going to do some Iron Warriors. For that giant gong, we're going to be doing some Castallex Bronze, or whatever kind of bronze you do have. It's up to you. For the teeth and the nails on the toesies, we're going to use some Morghast Bone real quick. And we're going to work on the base just a little bit. Underneath that wood, we're going to use some Aggaros Dunes. And then for where the musician is standing, we're just going to do some Basilicanum Grey on that little piece of, I don't know, stone or whatever our musician is standing on. Alright, we are now moving on to the washes. The first wash we're going to do is on the skin with some Athnian Camoshade. Pretty simple. Next, we're going to move on to some Agrax Earthsahde on the gong and on the toesies, along with the mouth. I did not put this on any of the brown or leather areas. I kept them as is. Finally, for all of our metallics, I am going to put on some Nulin Oil. So pretty simple. Alright, we're going to highlight up this skin. We're going to try and make it as pale as possible. We're going to use some Ogryn Camo first. We're going to do all the raised areas, so the nose, the cheekbones, the lips, the side cheekbones, the top of the head, the ears, on top of the feet, those little areas sticking up, and the feet along with the arms on the side as well. Next, we're going to do the same exact area, except with some Krieg Khaki. It's a green, but very light green. We're going to do those same exact areas. Now, you could do this, and then you could also do a little bit of Screaming Skull on those bridge of the nose, the cheekbones, the lip, and the ears area if you would like. For the teeth and the toesies, we're going to do a quick little bit of Screaming Skull onto those really quick. And then we are going to do a glaze of Deathclaw Brown. Now, every video this week has basically the same formula. Take your Deathclaw Brown, mix it with a lot of water so it is like skim milk, and then you're just going to glaze it onto the raised areas. This adds some nice highlights, but does not overdo the potency of the Deathclaw Brown on top of the Gore-Grunta Fur. It's a really nice way to highlight up robes that have not a lot of depth to them, and they're very smooth, so this works pretty well. For our dark areas, meaning the gloves, the belt, with the belts around the swords and a little bit onto that chopped off stump. We're going to take some Baneblade Brown and we're just going to kind of work on those highlighted areas, or the areas that are a little bit lighter. So a little bit onto the fingers, the edges of that piece of wood, along with the edges of our belt and whatnot. Now to highlight up our metallics, we are going to do some edge highlighting specifically along the, I don't even know what that thing is called. The thing that's holding up our gong. Maybe like a little, I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Someone leave me a comment. Tell me what that is. We're going to do some edge highlighting on that. We're going to highlight up the swords as well with this, and then the two pieces of chain that is actually holding up the gong, we're going to do those entirely, not getting any into the recesses. Alright, for the gong, I'm just going to take the original Castallex Bronze and kind of highlight up those areas. Now, if you really wanted to, you could take some Canoptech alloy or some Runefang Steel and do some edge highlighting on that. It actually would probably look pretty good. I should have done that, but I did not. So, but it is up to you on what you want to do with that, but either or, I think it will look phenomenal if you do a silver or if you don't. But it is up to you. Alright, and finally, your favorite part of painting this miniature, because it means you're done, I'm doing the entire thing in Black Legion. Once it's dry, I'm also doing a dry brush of Dawnstone and Gray Seer, and hitting it up with a little bit of Abaddon Black around that rim of the base. But figured that shot would suffice. That's it. That's all she wrote. Pretty simple for the second part of the musician. The first part was the gong banger. And then this guy is carrying the gong, so pretty cool. So one more Helsmiths down the check mark. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of stuff to do. We've got a lot of miniatures to paint, a lot of videos to make. So we're wrapping up here 2025 in about less than 2 months now. So we're going to try and knock out as much as we can and then move on to 2026, and hopefully it's a better year as well. But thank you again. Thank you, my YouTube members. Thank you for everybody who watches, leaves the comments, shares this video. I can't thank you guys enough. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Paint on.